Okay, it's time for an update. It's been a little while, and it's pretty much the end of the season for me. You'll see the damage, but I had a bit of a monumental fall off a fairly high bank. Went off backwards on the mighty 200 and then landed in a riverbed. Pretty much rode it in head first and folded the bars. Didn't break any levers, but I broke my arm. So broke the end of the radius and two operations later and a bit of titanium for lightning. I'm kind of on garden duty for a little while, so I need to put a bit of time into rehab, but need to get the bikes back up and running for next season. So next season I'll be campaigning the TLR 200 build, hopefully, and then the mighty HT 150, now stroked and bored 200, will probably get its birthday over the next 12 months. So damage is broken rear guard. That's nice and smashed. That came over and hit me in the back of the head. I did have all my armor on, boots and everything. Didn't have elbow protection, but shins, knees, and those other bits and pieces. So broke 3 ribs at the back, but because I had my kidney belt on, didn't realize until I was in the CT scanner. So they told me, I didn't feel the pain. As you see in the x-ray photo of the titanium, it's a fairly extensive surgery, but it's only a minor break on the tip, and the titanium is not holding the bone together. There's just those fingers that are holding the cap on, so, or the top of the bone on. So it should be a fairly a quick repair, and it's also my first ever bone break in my life. So I've got to a fairly ripe old age without breaking bones, but I've had some fairly major offs. So update, TLR 200 ugly twin, that is going to be finished off. You'll get to see more of that. Had a bit of a shuffle around. I've got replacement bars for the HT 200. The Montesa Cotas come out of the back of the shed for a little bit of a dust off, and then the stock TLR 200. Actually ran that the same weekend of my accident, with the trying out the gearing off the ugly twin. So the TLM rear hub with a 49 tooth and a 9 at the front, and it actually is really good. So that will get on the ugly twin. The issue with the ugly twin is we still have that 13mm sprocket that's welded on, so that's going to be a summer project. I've got a few other bits and pieces to do, but I'll get on to that fairly quickly. You'll probably see popping up the lathe restoration. So the 1944 Logan 210. It's actually in relatively good condition, considering I picked it up in a shithole, actually, in a really crappy shed, covered in rust, and it had been rained on, I think. But it's tidied up nicely. I don't know whether you can see on top, that'll be in a different video. I've got a variable speed controller, and then under the bench is a 3-phase motor, just under a horsepower. So yeah, so this is going to get some fairly extensive modification, so that it'll be a little more torquey, and then we'll be able to machine some stuff. So added on a quick release tool post, a few other bits and pieces, but that'll be a separate video. Here's a bit of a close-up of the guard. Oh yeah, there's the current. I mean, there's still plenty of bruising and bits and pieces, and I'm going to go wide angle. But all working. Got a little bit of a nerve issue, but you know, a little bit of lack of heat sensation. It feels like a real leather glove, but there's titanium and tendons and all sorts of things having a bit of a hiding inside. So that'll probably be the update for the moment. Fairly quickly I'll get back onto the ugly twin. I just need to get the lathe running, which is probably going to be this week, and then the ugly twin comes back out. I pretty much going to pull that sprocket is going to be the next attack. And I need to make a rear guard. So I have my rear guard worked out already. So yeah, we'll sort that out. Okay, there we go. Please add your thoughts and comments, like and subscribe. Let's grow this channel.